Hello, I am Robert, and you're welcome here in my business little shop. On today's episode of What's on My Workbench, I've got a belt here I just finished up. I had one the other day that was similar to this, but I thought I would show this one off here in the beginning. It's completed, so there's no working on that needed today. But it has a different nickel design here on the belt. Then I've also got a belt here that I'm in the process of saddle stitching. But I received, I'll call it an inquiry, and I think when the gentleman brought it to me, it was maybe a little bit tongue-in-cheek. But he asked me, he showed up, and he says, I have some warranty work to do on the belt. And so I wanted to ask, and also make a statement. If you've bought something for me and you've had any kind of an issue with it, I've had people ask me, what do I do for warranties? And well, it's a belt. I guess really, unless a screw falls out of it or something like that, it really shouldn't be an issue. But if you've got a belt or a bag or something that I've made, if you've had any issues with it, let me know. I'll take care of it. But I've got a belt here that's got a warranty claim on it, or that's what he said. Let's get over here on the workbench and I'll show you what's going on. And I think I've got a creative way of fixing this issue. I do appreciate you taking time to be with me in the shop today. So here's the belt. I'm trying to remember when he got this. I'm really good about dates and when certain things happen. I'm pretty sure that this belt was just bought this year on the 4th of July. I'm pretty sure. I guess it could have been last year, but it's the blackout belt. So it's my Western blackout, and it has black spots, black stitching, and it's all black. And including a black buckle. Well, he's got a dog named Rainie, and maybe you know where this is going. Yeah, Rainie was really pretty tough on this belt. So I guess this is my rainy day project, even though it's sunny outside. So he brought this to me and said, what can we do to fix this? And his first suggestion was just for me to take the English point and cut it here beyond this last hole. He's using this one, but to me that's not good, because when you put this through the buckle and you put it in the hole that he's been wearing it in, if I cut it there, right there, well, it's not even going to make the keeper. So I told him I had a better idea. I guess the worst that could happen is that I go back to cut it his way, but I'm pretty sure I have a solution to making a correction on this belt. Boy, it's a young puppy, and the puppy did quite the number on this belt. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to split the back part of this hide off. Yeah, I think that's the best. Let me think about this for a second. Yeah, I'm going to split the back side of this hide off, starting about here on the belt. And then I'm going to, once I get the back side cut off, I'm going to cut the front here. And then I guess, let me get to that point, and I'll show you my whole thought process on this belt up to that point. So I'm over here on the splitter. The first thing I'm going to do is I want to split off of this. I want to leave behind enough leather that I can use this piece on there and still have a good layer on the top. I think I'm going to use this leather on the back. So this leather is 7 1/4 ounces. This leather is 12 1/4 ounces. So as long as I come up to the same thickness, I think we'll be okay. And I think since I'm going to overlap on the back side of this belt with this piece of leather here, I think what I want to do is remove to where the front is going to be, say, 5 ounces. So to do that, I'm going to, let's see where we've got it set at right now. This is just another scrap I've got. 5 1/4. All right, so we're just going to dive right in here. The worst that can happen is it doesn't work well, and I'm trying to figure out how to fix it from there. So what I'm going to do, let me think one more time, make sure that's the direction I want to go. Yeah, I think that's the direction I want to go. So I'm going to split this belt. This is the hole that he's using currently. You can see a little bit of wear mark there. I'm going to go right here. All right. Yep, we'll do it. Okay. So it got down in here where the dog chewed on it and it broke, but that's okay. That's what I'm looking for, is this layer here. And I'm going to come up here and cut this off here anyway. All right. So the next thing I need to do is I need to laminate these two pieces together. But before I do that, I'm going to cut here, and I could cut here. Do I want to leave a little bit of evidence of what the puppy did? No, I don't think so. So I'm going to cut from here on here, and what I want to do is I want to skive this down to a point, because I'm going to lay that on top of the other piece of leather I'm going to be using. All right, so here's the part that we cut off, and we have 6.5 inches there. This is the piece of leather I'm going to use for the back of it, and it's going to go on like this on there. So what I need to do is I need to skive a line that's going to match this line here, so that we have a clean step there. I feel a little divot. I need to make this more gradual. So I've got a question. I'd really like to know, what do you think a warranty should be on something? Obviously this is, beyond, and the customer, when he brought it to me, he was making light of the situation, saying that he had a warranty claim. I don't think he expected me to do anything for free, but I said, you know what? I said, that may make an interesting video. So I said, I'll get to work on it, and we will come up with something that seems fair for everybody. All right, I like that. That's pretty good there. I see I'm a little bit crooked. Let me take a little bit off this side over here. Might as well take a little time to get it fitted to it. Yeah, I like that. Now, this piece over here, I need to skive leather to go the other way underneath of here. And I've got plenty of leather here. So this will be my back piece. Now I need to come up with my front piece. And my front piece needs to be 5 ounces. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it over there, and I'm going to pull it through like I did this. It should give me the same thickness of what I took there. And I need about 6-7 inches. So I'll pull this strap through. I'll be right back. Slightly thicker. Let me dial it down and pull just a little bit more off of there. As I'm saying that, I think I'm going to leave it alone. I think it's going to be close enough for what we're trying to do here. So the next thing I need to do is to create the finish cut for this top layer here. All right, Rainie has been erased from this belt. I'm gonna just skive this down to a point. Now this one needs to step onto this piece here, so I need to match that taper, taking it off of the front on this side. So it's going to go like that. I think that's going to work. Let me get my contact adhesive, and we're going to get contact adhesive on here down to that point, from this taper here out to this point, and on here for that part, and on the back to go to this part. And I need to pull a little bit more here of this thinning out to give me a little room to work with. So while I'm working on this, I really, I was joking a little bit, but I'm not. What is a reasonable, what's a reasonable warranty on custom-made goods like this? Does somebody have an opinion that they would like to share? Let me just trim this off here so I'm not working with too long of a piece. I'd really like to know what someone thinks is fair for warranty. Not necessarily, you know, if a belt delaminated, then obviously I would think that I need to do something with that. You know, that's on me. This type of work here isn't on me. But I thought, well, I thought my viewers might find it interesting to see this type of belt repair. I've done some other lengthening of belts, that type of thing. And some of those have been on black belts. Some of those have been on other color belts. And I think sometimes the answer to how to fix something can depend a little bit on the situation. In other words, what are we working with here? Is it something that's easy to match or not? So I think this is a good solution for this situation. And but what is a reasonable warranty? You know, I see online there's companies out there that give a lifetime warranty, and I kind of made a little bit of a joke about lifetime warranty earlier this year on another video, because I mean it's only as good as the length of a company, and if it's a startup company, who knows? Is it the lifetime of the company? Is it my lifetime? Is it the lifetime of the person that bought the belt? Shoot, I'll be 62 this year, so I guess if I say it's my lifetime, then that's probably something, you know, doing leather work could be something short of 20 years here, or hopefully it's not 20 days, but one never knows how long we've got. Let me get this glue on here, and I'll come back here in just a few minutes. We'll be ready here, but in all seriousness, I would really appreciate some feedback from my viewers of what's a reasonable amount of time to warrant, you know, a piece of custom leather work, such as, we'll just say this belt. So I'll let this glue set up, contact adhesive set up, and I'll be back here in a few minutes when it's ready to laminate together. Okay, so the contact adhesive is tacked up on here and on here. I think the best way to start is going to be to apply this layer here. And I've got it a little bit too far, but that will clean up with a crepe eraser. Just try to find that front edge. Okay, that's one side. And we'll take the other side and line that up. I can see I'm off a little bit, but that's okay. I've got this leather wider than needs to be. So I'll line up here. So clearly, it's not as strong as it would be back in here, but I've got, looks like about 1.25 inches here from my original belt to the lining. The lining is the thicker part of the equation here. And then we've got the taper here to there, and we've got that all laminated together. So the next step's going to be, I suppose my next step's going to be to get this cut to width. So let me grab my cutting board and my straight edge here. And I think the first thing I want to do is just line up here, come back here along this belt, off the edge a little bit. I can sand to the edge. And let's just cut this first edge. That will work, I think. Thought I would take that crepe eraser and clean up this edge. All right. I suppose I could pull it through a strap cutter, but I think I run a risk of getting caught on here and having it not want to back out. So I think the answer is to just create the same relief here along this edge of the belt on the tip. Cut this part. Yeah, I was thinking about warranty before I went to this last sale. It's pretty funny how that can work out. So let's find this here. I about cut myself short here on the length of this belt. I got to make sure it fits through the buckle when it's done. This doesn't have clear on it yet. The color will richen up when I get the clear on there. Make sure it's going to fit, and it does fit. Got my stitch groover here. I gotta remember where I ended here. do. At least the dog didn't chew on it in the end. I suppose that's not likely that the animal would find the center of the belt as tasty as, say, a tip, but never know. This is one of my most expensive belts that I sell. The only thing that would make it more expensive if it has more expensive hardware on it. I hate to see a belt damaged like this, but I hate to say it, but kind of exciting to find a project here to work on that maybe people would find interesting. See how the solution comes out. I've got to decide whether or not I want to put some stitches this way across there, and I might do that here on this seam and then here on this seam. I'll decide that here in a little bit. So I think on the fly here, I'm thinking as I'm working, and I think I'm going to go ahead and do that. I think I'm going to put a row of stitches there, because what I don't want to have happen is have that flap come loose there. I think as long as it's stitched on the sides, it's I don't know, it's like 7/8 of an inch between there. Probably wouldn't happen, but I don't want to take a chance on it. I'm going to use my smaller one here, I think. Let me grab my square here. Might as well have it square to the edge. Okay, let's get on the stitching pony here and let's get this stitched up. I'm thinking about these horizontal stitches here, how I want to handle that. And I've got, I want to make sure I got plenty of thread, so I'll also just pull out a couple arm lengths here. So I'm sitting here working and thinking. It's a good thing to do together. But I think I'm going to start, here. And I'll come across this stitch line first. So that I'm trying to keep from having a bunch of knots or fused ends where I stop stitching. So I'm going to start with this here. So I'm coming across first. When I get to this edge here, I need to stitch back here to pick up that starting point a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I'll come to here, and I'm just going to drop one thread here, and I'm going to come back this direction. And I want to go far enough that I tie into the previous stitching, which is there. All right, there we go. Now, I'll stitch out here to the tip. Right there, another hole there. Yep. And I'm just doing my standard saddle stitch. I'm using John James needles and some .08 thread here from Tigeritza. I'm going to ignore this other crossover. I'm going to pick that up when I'm going back the other way. And if I do this right, I'll just have one place where it finishes up. I'm not going to bore you. I'll be back here in just a couple of minutes. It's going to take me probably 10 minutes to get stitched around over here. I'll come back when I'm at the next spot of interest, so to speak. Definitely no extra here. Why do we do that? Or maybe I shouldn't speak for you. Why do I do that? Thought I pulled off more than enough. This is the longer one, so I'm going to come across here now. Let's come to this other side. It's kind of a saddle stitch, but it's an out and back. Okay. All right, here's the last stitch on the new material. I'm going to continue up 2 more spots to make sure I've got good overlap, get these threads locked in place. Let's see what we got. I know you're concerned about the color matching. I'm pretty sure they'll match when I get the clear on them here. Let me fuse these threads, and I'm going to nip off probably a heavy 16th there of thread and melt it back. flatten that out. One, two, three, four, 5, 6, 7. We'll do a bit of edge work here and clear coat, and we'll be ready. So the contact adhesive is set up well here. The next thing I need to do is to work on my edges. I'm a little bit fat there, so let me get that taken care of first. Now that I have the edges aligned, I need to do my edge work here. All right, ready for a burnish here, I think. wish you could feel the connection. It's good, very good. So this top layer of leather is a Vacata. It's black, so it struck through. This was a piece of just some black leather that I had as a cut off another belt. So I'm going to touch up that dye. Okay, last step is some resin. I'll hang this up, let this dry, and then we'll come back and take a look at the finished project. All right, so here we are. I've got my finished project here. Obviously, we're looking at up close here. We have a little bit of a seam you can see here. You can see the stitch lines on both sides. Here's the seam on the back. Probably did a cleaner job on the matching up the back here. Then we've got the stitches there. And the thickness of the belt is 12.5 and 12 3/4. So we're really close on that. It fits nicely through the buckle. And let's see this hole of use. It fits through the keeper. You know, luckily it's on black. I don't think most people are going to notice the extra stitch lines there. A little comparison here. I think pretty sure the new tip looks better than the old tip. I guess I could have just dyed this black here and polish it up some, and he'd have something to remember his puppy by. But I think overall, I think it's looking pretty good here. Let's turn the camera around. I've also got another project I want to show you here real quickly. This last week I had a short video out, just a video short, 1 minute long. And it was really about showing the sewing machine sewing, but I had someone say, can you show the finished project at the end at least? So this is a green bag that I made this last week, and I think it really turned out nice. This is the turquoise, that's the color that from Montana Leather, in the Avatar leather. And I ended up using just some black strap that I had left over from a belt project for the handles, but it's got a little bit of pull up to it, got some nice color. Like I said, this is Avatar leather from Montana Leather. I purchased this back in January, and I've been sitting on it for a while. I thought, you know, I need to get it made into a bag because that's what I purchased the leather for. All right, let's get back to the belt. Like I said, that was mainly because someone said, you know, can you at least show the project at the end? And I get it. So here's the belt. I really think it came out nice. I think the gentleman, his name is Tom, got a puppy that chewed up the end of the belt there. I think I'll be really shocked if he's not happy with the results. He was going to have me just cut it off there, but if I had done that, put it back through here, since it doesn't make it to the keeper, that would have just like stuck out there, cut off like right there. I can always go back and cut it off if he doesn't like the fix, but I think he'll be happy with the repair on the belt. I think it looks good. I really do like the belt that I call the Western. That's what this pattern is here, and this is in the blackout. I think it turned out really great. I do appreciate you taking time to be with me today. Please, in the comments, give me your ideas on warranty. You know, should I put any type of warranty on there? Like I said, he was kind of tongue-in-cheek saying he had a warranty claim for me. But I think we've come up with a good solution. So here we are, one final look at Tom's belt. Not my brother Tom, a different Tom. And his dog Rainie customized that other belt tip. So we've got our fix back up again. I'll give Tom a call. He'll be over probably today to get it picked up. And I think it's got a good look to it. I appreciate you taking time to be with me in the shop today. Please like, share, and subscribe. But more importantly, I hope you have a great day.